Okay, so we didn't really expect to see you back here today, but we did expect to see you on the 8th of January. So what's happened in the interim?
In terms of what?
Sorry?
In terms of what?
Well, in terms of doing the practical exam and then doing the actual written exams for units 1 and 3.
Well, I'm not getting nothing out of this year, so I put my efforts into doing something instead. I'm trying to find something that I will actually get some out of.
Right. So we I don't know when we met. You said you were looking for an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
As it was left as, well, you would still need to attend until you got the apprenticeship, because of course you're under 18 and since a very school leaving age, it's got to be doing something. So, but you've got a 17% attendance for probably the week where we had the thingy, meeting, and then it's been 0 since Christmas. So we're legally obliged to chase you up to find out what you're doing, because you should be in education or training or whatever.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Right. And you haven't been telling us what's been going on. You haven't been answering texts and emails that we've been sending.
I don't get any emails.
Get texts.
I did. I get voicemails.
You get texts as well?
No.
No, I get voicemails.
No texts,
and
no
that's it.
emails, nothing.
Because we've set this meeting up, I've been texting you, haven't I?
No, you left me voicemails.
Oh, right.
Voicemail.
So,
Should be on your tracker when I've contacted
it should, in notes, because I can like that. Can I? Right, so we've got here, you can see it this way round. A meeting has been arranged for Joseph and his mum, so that was the 10th of the 1st. Joseph didn't attend his biology exam. Joseph missed his chemistry exam today, and then actually we got left messages for him and his mum.
I've got no messages at all.
I never get a phone call, I just get the voicemails.
Okay, does that not
Well, if you
count?
don't answer, that's a phone call.
Does that count as a
Yeah,
message?
no, I don't get the
That is a
calls, I
message,
just give me the
isn't it?
voicemails.
Right. Left voicemail for him and his mum asking why.
I did leave a message, definitely.
So how did we get in touch with you so that you knew you had to attend this meeting?
Well, I had your phone number from eTracker,
You
and
rang me
then
at
I've got
home,
a I had an
and you had
email
a
as
work
well.
email, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that message worked, but the subsequent ones didn't. Because right. So the 10th was the fact that I think that's when you didn't attend the practical, yeah, ready for Unit 3. But it says on here, Joseph has been asked to attend all classes / lessons in the meantime. And you've attended none. The other one on the 18th, he's been looking around for apprenticeships, will register with City Training Services. He will also be going to careers to narrow down the areas he'd like to pursue.
Because I did speak to you, didn't I? And that was when you said it would be good for Joseph to do his exams. Do you remember that conversation?
I do.
Until he finds something else, Joseph will continue with the course and do the exams in January.
I didn't know about exams in January. If that's what it's saying on there, I had no idea he had exams in January.
Right.
At all, until he came home with a piece of paper the other week. That's the first I knew of him.
Right.
So on this 18th of December here,
Yeah.
I had no idea he had any exams.
He knew.
I knew there was some in January, I didn't know when.
Right.
I didn't know when in January, and then I did text you and ask and you didn't reply, so I mean,
You texted.
I texted Claire and I didn't get a reply for that, so.
Sorry, when did you text me?
Well, I'll look at the date.
There was an issue right at the start of January when the...
Oh yeah, the phones weren't working the very first week of
We
term.
hadn't paid our phone bill.
Yeah, that's a lot. The very first week of term, wasn't it? Yeah, that's
So
right.
if you did text
The
him...
1st of January,
Well,
it was
that's
the 1st of January at 6:10.
1st of January we were on holiday, so
but actually,
we weren't in
there
college
was there was an issue with the phones in that first
Yeah.
week.
The
Right.
last time I texted you was the 9th. I said, as Joseph, as you didn't come back to complete Unit 3, Julie needs you to come in tomorrow, Thursday the 10th at 8:30 to do it then. So we gave you the opportunity to do it the following day, but you didn't respond to me, so that was the 9th of January. And I had nothing before that.
So,
But that might, as I said, as Julie says, that might be when the phone was
yeah.
not working. So, you know, you didn't respond to that. You could have responded to that text and said that you weren't planning on coming back, or...
But we have quite clearly a note there that said a meeting has been arranged today, but he's been asked to attend all classes/exams in the meantime. Right.
We're trying to get him to come.
Yep.
But you try getting a 17-year-old out of bed.
It's not that I don't get out of bed. No, I don't want to waste my time and money coming here for no reason.
Right, the law requires that you do something. Right. Now, we have got that you are looking for other things, but until you find something, you're required to attend. Now, you're skating on very thin ice because this is truancy, and eventually you...
This is what we said to you, isn't it?
Right, you know,
It's us that ultimately get him to bother,
Yeah.
not him.
yeah,
I mean, it means that I've tried to tell him this.
yeah.
But I get he is trying to find an apprenticeship, don't get me wrong, 'cause he is trying. You've sent, what, 17, 18
Yeah, I applied for lots of
applications off?
stuff. Yeah, it's not like I'm just doing nothing. I can't be bothered coming here. I'm actually applying for stuff, you know.
Right, well, maybe you need to give us evidence of that.
Alright, well, do you want to see some emails then?
Yeah, send them to me.
I'll forward you the emails.
Yeah, forward all the emails.
I don't know what your email address
I can
is.
scan them in. You ought to know it by now. I can scan them in and I can put them on the system to say he's doing
He
something.
is definitely trying. I wouldn't just let him sit there and do absolutely
But
nothing.
at the moment we have no evidence of that. You're lucky we haven't. This hasn't been picked up by other people.
Oh, I'm aware of that.
So you need my email.
See, these are all applications I've done. I'll
Right.
forward you them if you want.
Yeah, or a screenshot or something.
Alright.
Maybe screenshot a couple of bits and then email those to me.
I don't know what your email address is.
No.
What's your email address?
j.castle@bradfordcollege.ac.uk.
We can set up a careers appointment as well for you. And they, you know, but have you registered with City Training?
Yeah, it's not really that good, to be honest. There's lots of categories, but there's actually no apprenticeships for the categories. And a lot of the stuff's not even in the county. There's loads of stuff. If I was in one
Catering.
county, if
Oh,
on
sorry, I
both,
thought you said catering.
look, both, there's none for the categories and the counties.
Oh, the
If I lived
category,
in, if I
sorry.
lived in like, if I lived in a different county, then there'd be lots of stuff to do.
There isn't a lot of apprenticeships locally, is there?
No, there is, just not on there. There is a lot, but just not
In
on there.
different areas.
That's what I mean on that one, there's nothing
No,
sort of
there isn't.
locally.
It's probably not the best time of year either, and with all the uncertainty in the political arena, that doesn't help either, does it? People that probably aren't so willing to take people on, are they?
You see, the other thing, because the apprenticeships will inevitably have some sort of element of training in it, they will ask us for details of your attendance, which has gone down the toilet.
They'll ask
recently.
for some sort of references, won't they? I mean, obviously we wouldn't
We won't give you,
anything negative.
well, yeah,
Well,
we have to be honest.
we have to be honest.
To be honest, but you
If they
can't
say
be
what's
negative in it, it's not allowed.
What's his attendance and his punctuality like? And we've got to find a way of saying, well,
Basically, he's on time when he turns up.
yes, but then disappears during the break.
I did that twice.
Yeah. Still counts.
So for the next, in the interim time from now until you're getting an apprenticeship, what is it you want? What do you actually want to do between now and getting an apprenticeship?
I don't know, I'm just trying to find an apprenticeship.
What about if he was
Why?
working? What about if, how would it be if Joseph was doing like a part-time job? Would that...
That's harder to find an apprenticeship. Nobody wants part-time, nobody wants people to work part-time.
Excuse
And if they do, they need experience. But you can't get experience until you get jobs, so it's a vicious circle.
Hi Gail.
You're kind of stuck in limbo at the minute.
Yes, are you?
Yeah. But you haven't helped yourself because you've put your head in the sand. You've missed all your exams. You should have been chasing us when emails weren't being answered. Right?
What
You-
emails?
Well, exactly. Well, you're telling me you've been trying to contact us and we've not been
I
replying.
never said that. I
Text message.
contacted-
Right. Okay.
I sent one text message like nearly a month ago and
And-
they didn't reply to it. I didn't bury my head in the sand either. I clearly decided, well, there's no point in my wasting time and money because I'm not going to come for the exams when it doesn't matter.
Right. So you deliberately didn't attend the exams.
Yeah,
And you deliberately didn't tell anyone when the exams were.
I didn't really know when the exams were. I knew they were in January. I didn't really know the dates. And then that day come from one of them, and then you said come back in like in the afternoon. So then I thought you could have really relayed that information in an email. You know, it wouldn't have been that much. It wouldn't have been very difficult to do that. Instead of making me come in the morning and say, oh, you actually have to come back at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever time it was. Could have said that in an email. And then on the bus home, I was like, I'm not coming for the exams. I'm not going to get anything out of it. It's not going to affect me if I pass or fail the exams anyway. So I decided I'm not going to come.
Right. Unfortunately, all this stuff that's on here does affect your future in one way or other, because whoever takes you on will want some sort of information as to how you were progressing here.
But is there an option to resit the exams or to do them at any
Well,
point?
there's 2 sittings for the exams. We decided to do it in January, but it can be done in June.
Yeah, I'll have left by June. Yeah, I'll have found an apprenticeship by June.
Come to college.
I'll come on a Thursday. I don't want to come on a Wednesday.
Why?
Because I don't get anything. I don't even learn anything. At least I learn things on a Thursday.
But actually,
Just the-
there's a new timetable anyway. But you wouldn't know that because you've not been attending.
Have you got his new timetable there at all?
physically at the moment. No, it has changed.
So what days should we be here on the new timetable?
It's still Wednesdays and Thursdays. But they're different. We changed the units. So, off the top of my head, I don't know because it starts next week.
Right. So come in on Wednesday and Thursday until you get your apprenticeship.
How many of them days have you as a teacher?
Sorry?
How many of them lessons am I taught by you?
That's not relevant.
It is.
Sure.
It is relevant. It is.
Your group C. Group C, I just have one session.
It's not like the last semester
A
then.
week. Or a day.
Or
What do you mean by a session?
a 3-hour session.
Just come on Wednesday and Thursday. Just grit your teeth, crack on and get an apprenticeship. But in the interim, be here. It's not about...
Just like, will that be acceptable if he's missed his exams though?
Well, the examining units will take place. Well, again, that's not our decision, but we can make suggestions to Gail.
Right.
She may say no, just get rid of him. But we're not allowed to because
Because of his age.
Yeah.
So it's a sort of quandary really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in a way, if he's not committed, if he's not, in a way, it just seems well, I don't know. It just seems a recipe for disaster. If someone's coming in and they don't want to do it. But
you just can't do nothing because it's me and Dad that's going to get in a bother. So we need to find a solution that suits everybody.
yeah.
well, we thought we had on the 18th of December. But we're 5 weeks further down the line, and you are in a much worse situation now.
So how do you feel about coming in Wednesdays and Thursdays until you can find an
Yeah, I don't feel very happy about it, but yeah.
That's life.
It's not going to be forever.
Oh, I know that.
I just want you to be happy. And I know this course is not making you happy. I know that.
No, it's not. Within the first weeks, it was obvious I'm not going to stay for. I'm not going to. After the I don't know how many weeks it's been. After the first couple of weeks, I decided I'm not finishing this course. It became obvious I wasn't finishing this course.
But that,
You've got to think about laws at the end of the day. I know it's not a big thing for you right now, but ultimately it's me and your dad that's going to get into trouble, and it's us that's going to suffer financially as well as...
You keep saying it, yeah, I know.
It is, Joe.
Yeah, I know, you keep saying it, I know.
It's one thing to listen, it's another thing to actually do something about it. Right.
Come in on a Wednesday and Thursday until we can get you an apprenticeship sorted or a job.
No, until I can get me an apprenticeship sorted.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, not we.
Well,
It's not we, it's just me.
Well, whatever. But just come in on a Wednesday and Thursday until you get that sorted. Ultimately, you're 18 in 6 months. Once you turn 18, you don't have to be in education nor apprenticeship
Yeah,
before
I
you
know,
can find a
you
job.
still said that as well, yeah, I know.
So you've got 6 months. Come here until you get a job or an apprenticeship, or until you turn 18 and you can get a job. That's the only solution that I can think of that is going to work. I know it don't work for you, but it's the only solution that there is.
We couldn't, it's too late to transfer to any other courses as well, isn't it?
Well, this,
You see, we might have been able to get you onto something else starting.
we did talk about the fact that there was an open day,
Yes.
didn't we?
I don't know when the next open day is. I mean, that's another possibility if we
Mm.
could transfer onto.
In fact, that was,
But again, it's whether anyone would take you with, because they always look at attendance when you go on to other programmes.
yeah.
When is the next open day or showcase? Welcome showcase.
There was something last night.
Oh,
Right.
shame.
I don't know.
Or other colleges.
Well, yeah. Right. And the short answer is I don't know. Is it on this? They tell you all the things you don't need to know and none of the things you do need to know.
Is there any other course that you'd be interested in doing?
Here?
Mm.
No.
Have you looked into it?
I'd rather switch colleges, to be honest, if anything.
You'd rather what?
I'd rather go to a different college.
And have you looked at other colleges and been to them?
No, I looked at apprenticeships. That's what I spent my time doing.
Right. I can't even find something that talks about January starts, but that's all finished anyway.
Yeah, 'cause we're nearly at the end of the month now, so it's probably not relevant.
We're kind of just going round in circles, aren't we?
Yeah. So, you are still on the system, because we can't just take you off until you've got something else. So you are still obliged to attend 2 days a week. And all the time you don't attend, your average, your percentage attendance is going down. Right? Because it, whatever it will be. So, where's the overall percentage thing? Is it
So
on our, is,
on the first page, so it's over here?
oh, 77%
Yeah.
is the average. Right. But there's other bits we can look, there's other ways of looking at the attendance tab. So much information. Right, so this is right from the start, where things were 100% attendance, other things have dropped. Then there seems to be nothing in week 12, 13. Then there's a few things and then it's dropped off again. So, but every time somebody takes a register and puts a cross in the box, it doesn't help. Because nobody's going to want to employ you with attendance at that figure. That's the harsh reality.
You're just going to have to come into it.
See, it's not even just a car, you know, it's just coming here, it's just not a nice thing. So like for a few weeks it was alright, I didn't mind it, but nah, I don't even want to come here anymore. It's not even just a course, I don't know, I just don't even want to be here. And you know, it's fine, you said that, sure, you just have to come, but it's like, you know, you will be really hesitant to come as well. If you have to sit here for hours, that'd be miserable, I know you're wasting your time while doing it. you would have a big problem with coming as well.
But you wouldn't have been wasting your time if you'd done
Yeah, I
your-
would. Yeah, I would have
If you'd
been.
done your
Yeah,
exams,
I still would
Julie
have been.
we could have got you through the units and got you enough
No,
points to pass the year, because you don't have to do the second year, you could still get, you know, the national diploma.
Well, we even talked about the fact that you wouldn't necessarily have to do all 6 units, you could do 4, and that would get you a qualification.
That's what we said at that meeting in
Yeah.
December, wasn't it?
The 1 and 3 are the examined units, but you'd also have to do 2 and 4 to get you the qualifications. You wouldn't have to do the other ones, the optional ones. Well, we call them optional, but they're optional as far as what we have chosen.
Yeah.
They do. So, and that's all being discussed. So,
So the options are then that you come in, but is it, can we keep him on and him just send us information till he gets a...
You know, the course isn't even that valuable either. There's no Russell Group University accept this course for anything.
That's
any
not
decent
true.
Course. It is.
People have got
I've
Russell
looked.
Group courses,
I've
I can
looked.
tell you that for sure, Russell.
Well, have a look. I looked at lots of different
Do you know
stuff,
what?
and it's harder to find. It's not
They
as
do
valuable
so
as
well. You
A
would be
level is a lot
surprised.
better.
Oh, not necessarily in this college. Our BTEC year 2s do really, really well. So that is, I won't accept that, will you, Julie?
no, the
It's
In fact,
better
people
than
go to
A levels, though,
Leeds.
isn't it?
Well, you're not on A-levels though, are you?
No, I'm not. Because
So
I came
that's
here, I
an-
was right to do levels, and he told me I'm not smart enough for it. So my plan is I'm going to get an apprenticeship and I'm going to pay for my own levels. You do it like distance learning. And it will be
I
better
don't think
than
anyone
this.
ever said you weren't smart enough. It's
Oh, well,
to do
no, I
with
said
your
that's what you
grades.
said. I
Wasn't
yeah,
it to
that's
do
what
with your
you-
grades?
Yeah, which is
So
the same thing as
You
saying
have to
you're
have a
not smart
certain
enough for it.
grade, that's
Yeah.
the college
he's
requirement.
got 4s,
Which is the
both
same
English
thing.
and maths.
And that's the same in all colleges. They
Yeah,
don't
which
let-
is, yeah, it's the same thing as saying you're not smart enough for it. I'm just, it's not.
To do the A-level programme, you need 6s.
I know, I was away, he said.
No.
It's not necessarily a case of being smart. I mean, it's a lot of it is enthusiasm and application as well.
Our students do really well at university. They get to the universities they want to go to and they do well. Because it used to be the case that they didn't, but they changed the BTEC to make sure that it is
Accredited.
at the level that all the universities.
That's why they do an exam to
What
why-
courses? What university courses?
Radiography, pharmacy. I've got somebody who's got an offer from Liverpool University to do chemistry, psychology, forensic science, biomedical science, physiotherapy.
Where?
Some at Bradford, I will agree, but some at Huddersfield, some at Sheffield. We had a student go down to Bristol to do optometry. She was an extremely driven student and she did work experience, and so she, you know, a lot of it is you know, being committed.
I was committed, yeah, at the start I was committed, yeah. For a few weeks I was, yeah.
And what degree were you hoping to do?
I haven't really decided exactly yet.
No.
No. I have a list of things I'm not really sure yet. I haven't really
But it's
decided.
not really fair to sort of blame the course because
It's not, I'm not blaming the course, I would much rather be doing A-levels, that's what I'm saying.
so maybe that was a kind of, that was getting in the way, that was a barrier from the start perhaps, or as you sort of bedded in and you thought. But we've had quite a few students who transferred from A-levels to BTEC.
Yeah, because they either didn't pass or it was too difficult. Like, nobody wanted to do this course. This course was nobody's first choice.
That's not, I disagree
I
with
just,
that as well.
it's true, yeah, I spoke to everybody. It's nobody's first choice to do this course, you know. everybody either wanted to do A-levels or they're just doing this course for the UCAS points. So nobody's first choice was to do this course and pass it.
Regardless of that, they are still attending and they are still achieving. And they get to the university of their choice, to do the course of their choice.
Does this course give you anything towards your A-levels?
No.
This course is instead of A-levels.
But it's not an A-level, it's
It's
not
like-
equivalent
no,
to
it's-
an
It's
A-level,
equivalent,
is it?
it's equivalent to 3 A-levels. The full 2 year is equivalent to 3 A-levels, and our students come out with merits and distinctions, and that is fine to go straight into university, not even to a foundation course, straight into university year 1 at some of the Russell Group universities as well. So they don't have to just go to the not really
Lesser ones.
universities. Yeah. They go to top-notch universities. I mean, to do Liverpool, to do chemistry at Liverpool is really good, and they are one of the top universities, and they do an awful lot of research.
And these, we have special, well, there are arrangements where you can get special, you can get lowered grades if you fulfil certain criteria.
Mm-hmm.
So that's called access to leads. And we support students all through the application process. You know, we make sure their personal statements are, you know, really good.
I accept that they didn't want to come here initially, but those that last the distance do extremely well.
But anyway, that's not probably going to be where you're going to, what you're going to pursue.
So, really, nothing's changed since the 18th of December. We can't remove you from the course. You are still on the books, and your non-attendance is harming you and could potentially harm you. So that's where we're at, and that's what we are saying to you. I don't think Claire and I have got anything else to add at this stage. We will write this up. You will send me evidence that you've been trying to find apprenticeships. I will pass that information on to Gail and Bev.
And
They make
the
final
decision. Yeah.
Who's Gail?
Gail is Gail Holmes.
I've never even met
Curriculum
Gail.
area manager. I'm sure she came to speak
They
to
did,
everyone
they
at the
came
start.
back
Bev did. I remember Bev did.
Right at the very start,
Just for
parents
5
came in.
minutes. I remember
Yeah.
Bev did. I don't think Gail even
Yeah.
said anything. If that was Gail, I don't think she would said anything.
I think Bev did most of the talking.
Yeah,
Gail
Bev
did.
did all the talking, yeah.
Right. We all have the same email extension at bradfordcollege.ac.uk.
Yeah.
So when I talk about Bev, that would be b.fox at, and then Gail is g.holmes at, but that's at, and Claire
C.Strachan.
at. It's
Yeah.
all the same. And so
So shall we just write it up and then wait and see what
yeah.
they suggest? Pass it up. That's all we can do.
But if somebody somewhere withdraws you, that information gets passed back to the people that pay child benefit.
In the revenue.
Yeah.
HMRC.
With a last date of attendance in December.
And that's where I get all over the calls.
I don't know what. Does it happen? Do
It
you know
does happen,
any
yeah.
What
situations?
does?
Do you? Have you
It
heard
does.
situations where they
Yeah.
actually pursue
It
it?
does.
It's not as common as you think it is.
It's
Right.
not the point, Joe.
I'm just saying it's not as
I
common as you
can't afford
think.
prosecution
Yo,
and repayment
what-
back to child benefit and what have you.
Alright, what
Right,
you book for?
Just
Because
because
that's
you
the
can't
trouble, you
afford
don't
it.
want to
Oh,
take
that's not true at all. No, because now you're saying I can't be bothered coming, that's not how it
You
is.
know what I mean?
No, you said I can't be bothered, that's a completely different thing. If I was too lazy to come here, then fair enough, but that's not how it is at all. I don't like being here, it just makes me feel unhappy all the time. I don't really learn that much. That's why I don't want to come. And I've got plans out that this course is not going to help or change So it's not that I can't be bothered, it's the fact that I don't want to come here because it's not contributing anything to my future. That's why I'm not going to come here. It's not that I can't be bothered, it's a completely different thing.
But you've also got to understand the legalities of it.
Yeah, and you've told me that loads of times as well. Yeah, you keep telling me I'm not.
Yeah, so do you want me and your dad to end up with a criminal
Yeah,
record?
you've said that as well. It's not.
This is what I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I
get
know, you
through.
keep telling me. Yeah, it's just repeating the same things.
But you're not listening.
Yeah, I am listening. How am I not listening? You're saying I can't be bothered.
So
it's...
attend your course.
So you're
until
saying...
you get an
Alright,
apprenticeship.
so again, you're saying like, I'm not coming because I can't be bothered.
I didn't just say that. I didn't mean it like
You kind of did though,
John,
I mean...
you just need to attend the course until you get an apprenticeship.
Yeah, because it's a
It's
completely
simple.
different thing. You know, if you won't attend either. If you're to sit in the lessons, you won't attend either.
If it meant I was stopping my mum and dad getting prosecuted, then yeah, I probably would.
See, you don't understand everything either. You don't understand everything either, because you used to keep telling me, oh, I don't understand, I'm not listening. You're not really either.
I understand the legalities of things.
And that's it. And that's it.
I get you don't like the course. I get you don't want to be.
See, it's
there.
interesting because I've said lots of times that I don't even enjoy coming here, and nobody thought to ask, why is that? What can we do about that? Which is an interesting point, I think. Which is, you know, I don't know. I think that's. I would be curious as to ask why, but I mean.
So why?
Now, yeah, I would have told you loads of times, man. For many hours, I've told you, and I've told Claire too. I've told you as well. Lots of problems I've got in the lessons.
We've tried sort of.
We were in the meeting.
I thought we'd agree that you were going to just give it a go with the exams and you know do your best and you know and you'd had the meeting with me and Julie.
Yeah,
and it
that wasn't. Yeah, because I wasn't gonna gratuitously create a hostile situation where there didn't need to be one.
But we were trying to help you. You know, all we ever do is want to try to help the students. That's why we do our job. You know, otherwise we wouldn't be in this job. Trust me.
See, I've told you lots of issues I have in the lessons, and you told me to go tell whoever the student rep is. I don't know. I used to help. But it's not. That's not going to solve any problems because he's high most of the time. It's not. He's going to send an email to anybody, is he? So and I told you, and you didn't do anything about it really. And you didn't really discuss any of the issues, you know.
I hoped when we'd had the conversation with Julie and me before Christmas, I thought we'd sort of kind of cleared some of your difficulties in that area. And you knew there was going to be a new semester with a different timetable, so you wouldn't have that whole long day. Because I think, you know, sometimes if you're with the same tutor for a long time, it can be.
It depends on the
Stress
tutor.
or strain. It can be so strain.
Yeah, that depends on the
I
tutor.
know exactly what you're
On
talking
Thursday,
about.
I have no issues. So I enjoy physics and I enjoy biology and I enjoy chemistry. But it's not. It's more. It's not just. It's not how long the days are. That's not really the problem. I mean, by the last lesson you get tired and then you cover like a whole topic and there's lots of stuff to remember and learn. And then he moves on to another thing and then you think, oh, more stuff. Well. And it's not really. You know, that's not really the issue. That's not the problem.
Do you think a new timetable would ease things a little bit?
No. I don't.
You've got to do something, Joe. You can't just do nothing all day.
Yeah, I know. Again, you're just repeating the same stuff. Again.
But we're not getting an answer. I'm not getting an answer.
What do you want me to tell you?
That you'll
What do you
come
want me to
in
tell
and
you?
we'll just grit your teeth for now.
All we can do is
Please.
write up what's been discussed, isn't it? Do you want to do it on your tracker, or do you want to write an email and I'll stick it on? I don't mind. Because
Well, I've written
you've
down
written
some
it
things.
now, haven't you?
So So we need you to email us with the evidence that you're
Right.
looking
Yeah.
for apprenticeships. We will email you the new timetable.
To which email?
Can you email that to me at my work address as well?
Yeah. Because we have to be seen to be doing something.
To which email address are you going to send it to? My college email or my email?
Well,
I'm going to send it to your mum.
But not me.
yeah, I'll send it to you.
To which email?
Do you read your college email still, or should I send it to your personal
Just send it to
one?
my personal email.
I'll send it to your personal one now. That's fine. Well, what happens is you'll
Have
get
you
a
not
copy
got
of
it?
whatever goes on your tracker. That goes to your college email anyway, and then I can forward it to your personal email, which is what I often do, because not all students read their college email.
No. Okay.
So what's your plan for next week, going forward from today?
You just want me to say that I'm going to come, that's all you want me to say.
I'm not saying that, Joe.
It is, because if I say anything else other than, okay, yeah, I'll come Wednesday and Thursday and I'll pretend to be happy, then you'll be in a mood about it. So that's all you want me to say. It is, you
No.
don't want my actual answer.
I do want your actual answer.
Yeah, I'm going to come on Wednesday and Thursday and I'm going to pretend to be happy about
Don't
it.
be
There you go.
sarcastic towards me.
I'm not being
Yeah,
sarcastic.
you are.
I'm not being sarcastic.
What you need is just something else to
Do.
yeah. So just follow up any leads,
Yeah.
but it is hard, I know.
Yeah.
Is that it then?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Alright then.
I don't think there's anything else to be said really, is there?
We're not getting anywhere, we're not moving forward, so we're just wasting each other's time, aren't we?
So, even though some staff members are on strike next week, the college is open on both Tuesday and Wednesday. So, when you get a copy of the timetable, you will be expected to turn up on the Wednesday.
On the Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's back to what counts as normal on the Thursday. Right. So,
See, I have a problem with how I have a lot of problems. How do I say it nicely?
you don't like me, I know that.
That's yeah, okay. Yeah, that we'll put it
Yeah.
that way. And I've lost it, and I could tell a lot of things which are valid things. And I have said before, like you waste a lot of time talking about things that are not relevant or don't matter to us in that situation. Like you say, a lot of the time that you have lots of work to do and the teachers don't, which is true, teachers don't get paid enough, but that's not our problem. We are not the people to be complaining about that, and it's not right to stop the lesson and complain about how much work you have to do and stuff like that, because it's nothing to do with us. We come here to learn, and like when somebody comes late and you will spend a lot of time talking about it, but it doesn't matter to us because we were on time, so wait till the guy who's late comes in and then tell him about it. Or like when you're saying leave your egos outside, all that stuff, because it's just banter, we're just friends, it's just how we are. We're not genuinely insulting each other, we're not trying to be better than each other like you think we are. It's just how it is. We're just communicating. It's just how we are as we're working. And it's interesting how you would say that, because then when Yasser didn't put the thermometer in the thing and I was roasting him for hours and you thought that were really funny, you thought that were hilarious, and that experiment was, I don't know what the point of that experiment was, because they just cooked an egg in a test tube. I don't really know what the point was. And then Yasser asked you and you said, oh, it's a bit late to ask me that, and you still didn't actually tell him. And it's just stuff like that that makes me not want to come. See, I didn't mean to unnecessarily create an environment like this, but I suppose at least I told you.
But I knew that anyway.
Knew what?
Right.
Anyway.
I've known that you've not liked me for a long time.
And you know, I was polite though.
But we have to live with that.
Yeah, I was polite about it for like weeks, and you said that I was disrespectful since the first lesson, which isn't true. But I could say the same thing to you as well, because like all that stuff, that's quite disrespectful. Just not just to me, like just to the lesson in general.
I think I'm going to go because I don't really want to just listen to this. So I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
At least I'm being
Thursday.
honest about it. At least I'm just telling you how it is.
You haven't told me anything I didn't already know. But I'm going to say the same thing again. You are legally obliged to be here. So you have to bite the bullet. You have to live with it. You know.
Right.
If you don't like my mannerisms or my method, that's tough. There's lots of students I don't like.
Yeah,
But I have to. I have. That's been like that for years.
Yeah,
I still teach them. I still help them. I still get them through. I still go along to
But
the
you still
exam
insult
to make
people as
sure-
you're helping them though.
Sure.
It's still an underhanded insult as you're doing that. Like I don't even know what her name was with the circuits and stuff, and yeah, she was like, "Is this right?" Because she didn't know, and you didn't really say, "Oh yes, this is right," or "Yes, this isn't right." You just said, "Okay, that cable goes in there," and then that's it. You just said what we've got and then left. Or like when whatever, I can't remember what it was, like in everything, anything to the power of -1. I didn't really know what that was, and he said, "Oh, you should know that from GCSE." It's like you could just answer the question, you know. You could just answer the questions a lot instead of that insults with it too, because it's just not. There's no point to it. It's not helping anything. You could just answer the question instead of saying, "Oh, you should have listened the first time." But it's like a lot of people did listen to the first time, but they still don't understand it. And any other teacher will just explain it again. You say, "Okay, right, we'll go through it again," because you don't understand everything first time. That's not how it works when you're learning something. And instead of saying, "Oh, you should have listened the first time," you could say, "Okay, we'll go through it again." Or is there anything in particular you didn't understand, or is it just in general you need me to go through it again? That's what any other teacher would do,
Okay.
and that would be helpful. But you don't do that.
So file a complaint to the college. Get me sacked.
They're not going to
See,
sack
no,
you either, because
They might.
to the college you are more important than I am, and that's a big problem because in any situation you will always be backed up by other people, and the
Not
concerns that I've got,
necessarily.
I've got will get addressed properly.
They will be.
Like now they're not. Who better to bring it up to than you?
Right. Well, this is why I told you the name of my boss, Gail, and the name of my boss's boss, Bev. Make a formal complaint.
Okay.
You make a formal complaint to say the reason.
Well, I can make a complaint
No.
myself.
But if your mum does it,
Well, my mum doesn't come to the lessons.
she might be, because she's the one that's going to be in more trouble than you in the end.
I think I can make a complaint myself. She doesn't come to the lessons. No offense, you know, you don't come to the lessons. I do. She only knows the stuff because I said it. Yeah, I could, like, for us, you know, I could have just been making it up. I mean, I wasn't obviously, but I could have just been making it up. I can make the complaint myself. Yeah.
You'll do it.
I think if I make a formal complaint instead of just complaining to people, then it won't be more than my mum making a formal complaint because she's not actually there. If I make a formal complaint, I'll write down everything. I think that'll mean more.
Right? We'll do it.
Alright, I will.
Because your mum is the one that's going to suffer more at the moment that you not attending. Right? I'm happy with
Yeah.
you, right? Which is why I've given you my email address, which is why I've given you my boss and my boss's boss's email address. Okay?
Bye. So do you want me to wait for you? So I just go and what? Go on the lift. Go on the elevator. Go on the lift. Oh, I'm not gonna do that.